Jeremy sent this 2 weeks ago, which is last week, and I couldn't get online. So I want to bring his question up and to help him answer this. I've replied to him, by the way. So, but just to extend for every one of you, his question is: what are some of ways to create and then promote a squeeze page? All right. Now, if you're not aware, a squeeze page is similar to a landing page, right? I think last week or the week before, not last week I wasn't here. The week before, we talked about the difference between a website. Can you see this? Okay, let me write this bigger. Let me make it a bit bigger here. So, and versus a landing page, or some call it, right? So a website is basically based your corporate profile, where you have a lot of stuff, your history, what you do, and all the other sections. For example, the typical website information. That is good if for as a business you just want to showcase and let them basically browse your site and all those things. But when you do a landing page, primarily, or a squeeze page, the reason why they call a squeeze page is because they just want to direct you to one action. Okay, so that page itself is just about the items that you want them to take action on, nothing else, right? There's no about us, there's no link to other pages, and all those things. So this is basically designed to convert, either to buy something from you or either to take action. For example, in Jeremy's case, to give them their email address, right? So this is what a squeeze page stands for. Now let's do what else? Okay, there's one more thing. Let me. So in general, the last Saturday I was talking to a group of ladies who were talking about digital marketing, and I basically broke it down into something I think as simple as the idea of marketing, not just digital. There are three things. One, you want to attract, then you want to connect, and you want to convert, right? So you want to attract prospects to your site. So this is what you do. So what you do, you run ads, you run organic posts, for example, and all those things. And then you want to connect, basically build a relationship. So you can use stuff like your emails, you can use stuff like SMS, for example, or you can use other modes like videos and these things to direct them, to let them learn more about you, right, in the shortest way possible, or either continue to post your organic content. So, for example, if you follow my profile, for example, I'm trying to connect with you, right? And if you like my post, you get to form an idea basically what I do and who I am and what I stand for. And that's how you may like me or you may not like me, that's fine. But I'm just constantly putting stuff out so that I will attract the right audience who resonate with me or my messages resonate, with what they want and all those things. And then from there, oops, I can't see this anyway. Let's move this down because my little mark face is blocking this text. So, oops, sorry. Let me do this slowly. Okay. There you go. All right, cool. All right. So convert, obviously, either to buy or take action. All right. Now, in Jeremy's case, when you want to promote your squeeze page, you can use a similar idea like this, but specifically for you, your idea of conversion, let's put it in red. Your idea of conversion is basically give email address, all right? Right? So you want them to give you your email address so that you can send them emails and nurture them over time, right? Or make an offer to them through emails and all those things. Now the question is, what needs to happen before they give you an email address? In general, in most cases, you got to have something valuable to exchange, right? Nowadays, those days, yeah, when email was pretty new, that was like 50 plus years ago. Uh, People are happy to give you the email address because the idea of email marketing wasn't that, it's more of a communication channel. But now they know that if they give you the email address, you are going to bombard their inbox with a lot of promotions or content, even if it's valuable, right? They're going to receive a lot of emails from you. That's the assumption. And the last thing they want is to clog their inbox, right? Now, in order for them uh, to be able to exchange or give you their email address, you got to give them or promise them something valuable to them and not to you, right? And something that is important for them, okay? So, in order for this to happen, what do you need to do? Obviously, you need to promote, right? So, you can promote, like I said, you can promote using paid ads, or you can promote over time using organic posts, right? Or whatever form, right? So I shared with Jeremy previously is, for example, let's say it's simple things for free is you send corresponding emails, for example, at the bottom of your signature, you can actually have the call to action for them to sign up. So it's for free, right? Everybody gets it. In your normal organic post or social post, for example, you can also have a little in your about page or in your YouTube videos, for example, you can also encourage them to sign up to get more information. But that is in general. But if you want to be specific, then your content here, okay, so here's the tactic. Your content, for example, if I'm going to have something valuable in exchange, obviously there are certain contents. It could be, let's say, a PDF file, and you have some other, information and all those things. What you want to do is you pick one item from here, and then you promote it over your social. Talk about it, so that if it's useful, if they find it useful and they want to know more, and that's where they come in. Now they know the value, and they will then give you their email address to get the rest of the items. So, for example, it's a 10 tips to how to succeed online, for example. And then you take one of these 10 tips, preferably the most important one, because it is like movies, right? You have a 90 minutes or 2 hour movie, for example. What do they do? To promote it, run a trailer. So that trailer would give you some curiosity, build up some hype, for example, so that they come and watch your movie, right? So here, this is what you call your trailers. So you can create multiple trailers, for example, and post it up so that when people look at it and says, yeah, this is something that resonates and then I find it useful, I want to know more. And then it goes to this is where you put in your squeeze page and you explain a bit more about the content that you're going to share, right? And from then on, obviously you have a form where they can then fill in their email address and so that you can then connect with them. All right. Okay, let's do a simple example. Now, I've saw this and I wanted to share with you. This is basically a site. The title or the headline in this case is about parenting. Uh, you can possibly do better with this, but generally, parenting is a lifetime job and does not show up when a child grows up. Now, this is a statement. The question is, maybe it would be better you just use this one. Discover the ultimate tips for parenting, rather than this. Okay, so this should be your headline, and this should be the one that is big. And then this one should be your, subtitle, or probably change it, do an explanation to support your headline. Okay, what I want to share with you is this. In this case, they have few so-called valuable exchange, right? How to get pregnant effectively, for example, how to get your baby to sleep, how to teach your kids to read, and home-based business for parents. Now, you will notice this. Here's the mistake. Great content, great items, but it's all combined into one particular exchange. It is not what I will call specific enough. So there's a tip here. Either you're building lead magnets, for example, and all things, you got to be very specific. If I were this person, I would then what I do is great topics here. I would break out each one into a possible lead magnet. Right? So, for example, how to get pregnant effectively, there are probably like 10 or hundreds of ways of doing it, health, exercise, and all those things, right? So, you can say top 10 tips to get pregnant effectively. I'll probably give birth in a more painless way. I don't know whether that's possible, but generally speaking. So, what you do is you then promote this and you promote each one of them separately because the audience is different, right? For somebody who wants to know about how to get pregnant effectively, that means probably they're expecting or they want to have their first child, and may not relate to now. They're not concerned about this yet, right? They don't even have a child yet, so why worry about getting the baby to sleep, right? Or how about teaching kids to read, right? These two applies to people who really have kids. So the demographics of the audience are different. Okay, so what you want to do is you want to then break them up, and then you have multiple, multiple audiences. And the good thing is once you break them out, because their interests are different, the emails that you write will be different. You're talking to different audience. So, for example, in my case, I write email for the B2C audience, for example. It's different from my B2B audience because the way of selling, lifetime cycle, or so-called the cycle, sales cycle of selling is different. Okay, so each of these audience have different needs and different requirements. All right, so this this is basically what you call a squeeze page, as I have explained. But if you can be more specific, right, and then take one or two of these, or constantly promote your trailers, remember, which is basically here under the attract column. You take each one of them and then you talk about it. Okay, people will not remember all of them because social, on average, I noticed, within 48 hours, people forget, right? And normally, if you look at your trend, when you post something, you have a spike in attention, in likes, comments, and all those things. And the end of 48 hours, it just sort of died off because people move on. So it's fine if you just, write all this individually as social posts in order to attract people to know the rest of the items. That's what you can do with your to create. All right, this is how you want to create your squeeze page, or you want to promote it. Okay, so promote, you use the same thing: convert, connect, and attract. Okay, so convert is to give you email address. Connect is basically what are the you got to espouse the value, the exchange that you're going to give them in order in exchange for the email address, the value that you're going to give them, and then you promote the hell out of it so that people will come to your squeeze page, read the content if they find it's resonate, and you got to be specific, right? In this case, this is basically one, two, three. There are four possible link magnets that you can create for four different type of audience called parents or parents to be. Okay, Jeremy, I hope I've given you an extension of the email that I replied to you. Hi, and thanks for watching. If you need my help to set up your email marketing engine for your business, just click on the link here and you see a list of services that will help you grow your leads and sales and also increase your profits through emails. I'm looking forward to working with you soon.